We have a special guest with us today. This one doesn't want to leave me alone to shoot a YouTube video. No. Yes. I just want attention. A lot of attention. Yeah. Okay. Whoops, daisy. Welcome back, everyone. So this is going to be part 2 of the background video. So in this one I'll show you how to add a bit of texture to an already smoothened background, or even if the background's still a bit rough, you can still add a texture over it. So let's jump into it. Enjoy listening to me from yesterday and see you in the next one. Alright, so here I have another image open that's already been smoothened out and the background's nice and smooth. So I use a site called FreePic to get my downloads, get my background textures. I have a subscription with them, it's not too expensive. So you can scroll through them, there's a ton of backgrounds over here. We can use something like this, or this, but let's go with this one. Download it and you can contribute to the author, or you can just pay for a premium subscription and you can download everything for free. So now I'll go back to my image, I'll go to my downloads, so I'll just take the texture, drag it in, stretch it over my background. You can rotate it as well if you'd like that. There you go, we can turn that off. And if you're running Photoshop CC and you have the new version, there's an option, a new feature called Object Selection Tool. Like you see, that is, if you click over here, you can scroll to the bottom, Object Selection Tool. And for this, you can just literally select your entire object like this. I've missed there, but it will most probably pick it up. And you'll see that Photoshop already selected my object for me. Now you'll see that it missed a little spot over here, so you can just tell it to add that. Just make sure you're in add. So just add this part for me, and it'll actually take the little bench width, and you want to add this section over here. We'll start to add. Okay, then I'll select and mask, and you can see what it selected and didn't select. I'll usually work with this one, the Refine Edges brush, to refine around the sides and something like this, for instance. Alright, so you'll see that Photoshop selected that nice and smoothly. You can use the quick selection as well, or the brush. Like for this case, I'll use the brush and I'll just brush in this little area. Again, I'm not too concerned on how perfectly it selects, just a nice selection. Smoothen it to about 25, feather around 2.6, and contrast 10%. And then I'll just hit OK. Go to my background layer and select mask. Oh well, just Command Z is undo, just select the inverse and you can hit a masking layer. Okay, so that's a different background, but it looks terrible. Blending mode to soft light or overlay. You can choose which one you'd like. I'm going to work with soft light today, but you'll see it's extremely dark. So you can just hit your layer, go to image, adjustment, brightness, and you can just bump up the brightness a bit if you like, more contrast. But it is a nice and dark picture, so I wouldn't mind too much. If you choose another, let's just bring this in here. If you choose a texture that aren't as dark as this one, or you can maybe even invert this texture so that you have much more lighter parts than darker ones like this. Let's maybe try that. Let's edit, command, invert. Let's see, it's much lighter now. Much lighter. Just drop the opacity. And you'll see that you added a bit of texture. The invert didn't work that well. So you can just turn off the invert. Brightness contrast. Just pull back. And bring back the opacity. Okay. So that's an easy way to add a bit of texture to the background. Another sort of texture. Let's try another one. Let's go for interest's sake, something like this. Brick wall. Download it. Bring in the texture. Now again, you should be careful to make it too big, because now the bricks are going to be bigger than your subject. So just remember to keep the relation between your subject and your background the same. For something like this, you can just duplicate this background. So you can paste it, Command J, and you can Command T, just duplicate the background like that. Go. Let's take this one, Command T. Just make sure the bricks line up. Something like that. You can do it a bit more careful. Select all three the backgrounds, Command E. There you go, we have a background layer. Okay, so now you don't even have to do everything over again. You select layer mask, just click on it, right click, add mask to selection. Just hit the top layer again, you can turn off this one, and you just hit mask. Boom, there you go. Okay, again, go to overlay or soft light. Overlay will work better for this one, and you can decrease the opacity slightly, and there you go. You have a texture in your background. It looks like a bluish brick wall. You can see over here the selection wasn't done properly, so you can just take your brush tool again, go to the mask, make sure you're on black, and just slightly bring back your subject. You can do this all around, and just make sure that everything, your whole subject is masked out, like this little corner over here. Go to white, and you can paint it back in. There you go. Okay. To keep this from looking fake again, just hit your background and add a bit of a Gaussian blur to it. Not much, but something around 10% depending on the depth of your image. Just a slight little blur can help to create a nice effect. So you can drop the opacity until you're happy with how it looks. And there you go. Cool, so there we go. I've showed you how to add a bit of texture to your background. Hope this video helped you. Please remember to like and subscribe, hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of the cool stuff. See you in the next one. Cheers.